Welcome back to Trust Your Worth. Today I have a very special guest, Abbey Peterson, author of The Legend of the Lightborn, her new novel that's coming out October
18th. Yeah.
Which we're so excited about. I already pre-ordered my copy and I can't wait. So I'm so excited to talk to you about this because you have to trust your worth a butt ton to be able to write a freaking book. Because the amount of people I say like, oh yeah, I want to write a book, and never happen.
I know, it's true. Since I started kind of opening up about the fact that I'm doing this, so many people have come to me being like, oh, I've always wanted to write a book. And I'm like, I know. I did for many, many years, and it takes a lot to make the push to actually do it. So
yeah. So when did you know you wanted to write a book? Like, has this been a lifelong dream of yours?
It has. Like, before I can even really remember, when I was in kindergarten, I remember when we'd have our center time, I would go over to the little craft station and I would make little books and staple them together. And so I always just kind of thought like, yeah, one day I'm going to write a book. And like, through elementary school, I was always writing little stories down and stuff like that. So I always thought I would, but it just, there was never a good time to do it.
There never
is. And so, yeah, finally took the jump like over 2 years ago. I started writing it. So, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So like, have you written anything else before this that just like helped you prepare?
Right after high school, I finished writing my first novel about 3 months after I finished high school. And it was trash. It was so bad. And I still love that story because it was my first novel that I wrote, but it was very bad. So there was a big gap in between where I tried writing a few other things, and I wrote some shorter stories, but nothing ever felt kind of right to publish it. So this was the first time I was like, okay, I think I'm ready. Now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. So did this idea, sorry, I'm not throwing you new questions, but
no, you're
I'm
fine.
like, did the idea for the story come like had you, because I won't lie, I was going to write
You wanted to write a book?
Yes, I had a movie script. I had a movie script that I was adapting into the book first, because I wrote it in college, and I was like, well, this could be a book. Yeah. So I wrote the first chapter, and then it was like, sent it to my friend, and she was like, you need to fix this. I was like, never mind. I give up.
It's so hard. Having other people's critique and stuff early on is very hard. Like,
it's like that hurt.
It's painful.
It was like, but yeah, I had a dream. And so I've had that idea like ruminating in my head before I started writing it for like, I don't know, 5 years.
Oh, I like kept wishing to have like a dream that was. I'm like, please just like plant the idea in my head and like make me not have to do the work. That did not happen for me, sadly. Yeah, I was in this like weird kind of space after I had my second, and I wanted to do something for myself. It was like during COVID, and there was just like all this stuff. So I was like, I think I want to get back into writing. I was getting back into reading too. And so I was reading a lot of fantasy, and I was like, I love this. Like, this is my realm. Like, Lord of the Rings is my Roman Empire. So I was just like, okay, this might be it. And so, yeah, I just started trying to like think like what inspires me and what would I want to write about. So I just kind of went from there. I took like this very small fraction of an idea I had when I was little and kind of just planted that as the base, and then took pieces from all these things that I was inspired by and built the story from that.
Yeah, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
Creating so fun, isn't it?
It's good. It definitely helped me in that situation because, there was a lot of like mental things that were going on with me after having a baby and being isolated and all this stuff. And so it was like, my husband was so happy because I would just be satisfied to like sit on my own and do my own thing. Yeah. And not just be like wallowing. And so, it was good. It was good for me.
So kind of healing in a way.
Yeah, totally.
Like, that's awesome. What were some of the doubts you had before starting to write, and how did you overcome them?
So I think the biggest thing, and this went back to kind of that first book that I wrote, was just that my ideas were not creative enough. And I'm like, no one's going to want to read this. I would always compare them to other books I was reading and be like, but that book is so much better. So why would anyone want to read my book? Yeah. And I think I always kind of went along with trends too. Like when Twilight was very topical, it was like, okay, urban fantasy.
Yeah.
And then when the Hunger Games came out and like dystopian novels, I tried like doing a dystopian thing. And then with this fantasy novels, they're really big into like fae and everything right now. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I had to take a moment and be like, what do I want to write though?
Yeah.
And I think that helped just to be like, okay, my ideas are creative when I'm not just taking other people's ideas. Yeah. Like trying to write the same thing, but changing it a little bit. So yeah, I think that just helped, is thinking, what do I want to read? Not necessarily what do other people want to read. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. There's a quote I have actually in my bathroom. Wow, embarrassing that is. It says, create the things you wish existed.
Yeah,
and exactly. I really feel that. No, I love that, because like in the end, you're the one who has to write it, so you might as well.
I think that's the problem too. Like with so many of the things I was trying to do, I would like get 60 pages in and then stop, because I'm like, I don't know where to go from here.
Just like trapped.
Yeah, exactly.
Written myself into this corner.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So no, this process happened like very fast, and I think that's part of the reason why, is because I was just into the idea.
Yeah. So that's awesome. So liking the subject matter is helpful.
Yes.
And then maybe staying away from trends. I feel like you found your own voice.
Yeah.
And really was like, I like that you said like, what do I want to say? What do I want to talk about?
Yeah.
And that's awesome, because I think it'll come from a more authentic place. For sure.
Yeah.
So do you think self-worth is a prerequisite to writing, or does the process of writing help you to build your self-worth?
I would say it helps to build it. I think like anytime you're doing something creative, or you're practicing a new hobby, or, you know, practicing your talents, I think that helps to kind of build you up. And I think with writing too, it just kind of helped me explore like my thoughts and emotions and feelings. And so obviously I started it at a point where like my self-worth was kind of low, and definitely helped build me up. So yeah, I think just starting is a good thing to do. Don't feel like you have to be in a certain place to start. Yeah,
I feel like you're gonna get it right on your first time, because you probably won't. That was me. I was like, if I'm not gonna do it right, like I'm not gonna do it at all.
I know, that's so hard, because it's such a process. Like I look back at when I was 17 writing a novel, like there's no way that I'm just able to jump in and be perfect the first time. So yeah.
And how many drafts did this one have?
It's complicated, because I kind of edit as I go, which a lot of writers are like, don't edit, just write straight through and get the ideas out. But I definitely like went back and edited multiple times before I got to the end. So after that, there was probably like 4 or 5 drafts, but yeah, so many changes were just taking place like, as I went.
As you went. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I know,
that people are like, get it out.
I know, just get the ideas down.
Like, but if it's not working now, that'll screw me over later. That was the
thing. I would like think of something. I'm like, okay, well, I have to go back and like plant the seeds, or like make this make sense.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to forget and just have it be this big hot mess by the time I finished. And it was a long book too, so yeah, I definitely went back and made a lot of changes early on, but there was still a lot of drafts.
Fair. I mean, like, find the process that works for you.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I feel like, when I think of the one chapter I wrote, it's like,
I need to read this chapter.
No, it's awful. I genuinely think I destroyed it.
It's in the trash.
I think I just I think visually, so I described everything. So she's like, why are you talking about this dress for so
I'm
long?
the same. I envision it like a movie.
Yeah.
And so every little like body language moment, like turning the head and closing the eyes and looking this way and doing this with their hands, and my editor was like, you don't need to do so much of that, like the reader can kind of fill in the blanks. So she chopped up my manuscript a lot, but it's better for it. So it just takes time and I think experience and things I never would have learned if I hadn't given it to an editor to look at. And so I get it.
That's awesome. I feel like having outward eyes sometimes on us, like when I think of our life problems too, like we all need help sometimes.
Oh, I know.
Just,
no one's going to be
sharing
perfect.
how we're feeling.
Yeah, nobody's perfect
like,
at life.
To,
and
do things on your own. Like, yeah, we all need help sometimes.
We all need help.
Yay for editors.
Yay for the editors. Shout out to Shay.
Yay, Shay.
Yeah.
Was there pushback from places you didn't expect? Like maybe like some friends or family, and like how did you manage that?
Shockingly, well, maybe not shockingly, but I had a lot of support. My husband was very, very supportive. My parents have always been very supportive and wanted me to kind of pursue this. And my friends were great and like wanted to read it. I do remember like one conversation I had quite a while ago where I wasn't really sure where I was going. I like had dropped out of school because that just wasn't feeling right. And I felt like I was wasting my money. And one of my friends had said like, you should just be a teacher. And I was like, but I want to write a book. And she was like, like, that's fine if you want to write the book, but that's not going to make you money. And she was right, like, to be fair, but that did kind of put me in this, like, pit for a while where I kind of stopped writing and I didn't have motivation to do it. And so that was probably the only thing. And, maybe, like, behind the scenes, when I started posting about it, people were like, that's ridiculous. Like, what is this girl thing is going to happen with this book? Or, like, but everyone that's close to me, I think, has been super encouraging, and that has been super important, I think, for me to actually finish it and pursue this part of it. So, yeah, I've been lucky. Awesome. Yeah.
I love that you have that support, because I feel like any dream, like, you're going to need support.
I know.
If you're trying to get through it, because, like, even this, like, I definitely do a lot of it on my own, but, like, the feedback has helped, I'd say.
I know.
So,
I need the outward kind of. I can't do it all on my own, that's for sure.
Okay, well, yeah, like, as a working mom of 2, like, when the heck did you make time for this? And, like, when did you kind of decide, like, no matter what, I am doing this?
Yeah, so the moment I kind of realized I wanted to do it, again, I had my second baby, and she was just a very difficult baby, and everything going on with COVID, it was just like impossible. And late at night I would get a lot of anxiety because I just knew I'd be up all night and she would be crying, and like feeding her was hard and all this stuff. And so late at night I started watching Shadow and Bone on Netflix.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I like loved it, and it kind of would just distract me. And so after that show I started reading the books and kind of got back into fantasy. And I started reading this series called Throne of Glass. I'm not sure if you've read it.
No, maybe.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's fairly popular right now. And anyways, it's like an 8 or 9 book series.
Oh, wow.
And so while I was like waiting in between books, I had this like itch to like want more. And so I started writing and just wanted to like get it out of my system, basically. And then as I was writing, I was just writing like a little story. I had no idea where it was going. But after that, I was like, you know what? I think I'm ready. I think now is the time. And so, yeah, when she was about 2, maybe, I decided, I was like, I'm going to figure out a story with a beginning, middle, and end, and I'm going to write it down just with the goal of like finishing it.
Yeah.
And so that was the moment that I just decided that this was happening and I was going to write it. But I sometimes think I was kind of possessed or like something because I've never been able to write that easily. Like all my projects usually take me like months, years to kind of finish. And this one, it was like every spare moment I had, I was writing. I was like writing while my daughter's at school, and I was writing during nap times, and I was writing late at night after they went to bed. And when work was slow, I'd put that laptop aside and pull out my other laptop and start writing. So it's just like every spare moment. But lately, when I do write, it's just kind of after bedtime. I just kind of set aside those couple of hours, and that's when I get it done.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. I love that you were like kind of
I feel like that because sometimes
like
I'm just like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's just like, I blacked out. There was a novel.
Exactly. Be like, where'd you get the idea for this? I'm like, I don't remember. Like, it just came to me.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
No, I get that because, like, I also write music, and sometimes, like, 30 minutes, I have a whole song. And then other times I'm like, I've been working on this freaking song for days, for weeks. Like, I can't do this freaking song.
I know. So it's like if it's not, if the inspiration isn't there, it's just not there. But yeah, the inspiration definitely
Is there, hit me. Like, so you sort of set aside like nighttime. I don't know. I've heard different things where it's just like, no, just set aside a time and like a dedicated every day time. And then like it just sort of happens in general. Have you found that to be true, or like kind of, it sounds like you're kind of mixed, like just like, oh
yeah, it depends. Like I wrote another book after I wrote Lightborn, and that one was more regimented, I would say. Just like every night I tried to get out 1,000 words or so. But yeah, sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. Sometimes I was just like, I'm writing, but I'm not even like loving what I'm writing. I'm just writing because I feel like I have to. So I feel like there does have to be a little bit of a spark of inspiration to do it. But I think setting aside the time is helpful, and just not letting myself get away with months without writing, because then it just sits there and nothing happens. And so just making it a routine, I think did help. Yeah.
Awesome. So what role did positive and negative feedback play in how you saw yourself as a writer? Because like, for example, when I said that chapter and I was like, this is going to be the greatest, I'm going to start writing a book. Right. And she was like, negative. I was like, never mind.
I know. It is so hard. And I think, I wish I didn't, but I think I do let myself kind of be defined by what people think more than I would like to. The first person that I sent it to 2 people kind of early on, and they were super supportive, like really kind and very encouraging. And so when I kind of finished my second draft, I sent it out to beta readers. So these are people who kind of give feedback on the story and and what they think needs to change or what works and what doesn't. And some people were like really, really sweet, and some people were a little harsh, which in the end was good, I think. But in that moment, I remember like bawling to my husband and being like, I don't think I'm cut out for publishing, because like I can't take it, like people's opinions. And he was really good about it, though. He was like, this is one person's opinion. Like, it doesn't mean everyone needs to feel that way. And you have to also look at the positives, because there were a lot of people that were super supportive and did really love what I was writing. And it took me a moment. I had to kind of step back from the critique and be like, is this valid? Or do I agree with it? And there's some stuff months later I was like, oh, they were kind of right. So it took me a minute to kind of separate myself from that and realize, you know, they're not critiquing me. They're just critiquing what they see on the page. So it's hard, but I mean, the negative feedback is still helpful. And I think it's kind of given me a thicker skin. Like by the time it got to my editor, I was like so terrified, because I knew she was just going to tear it apart. Like that's her job. And she did, but it was okay. I was like, this is fine. Like, this is what I'm paying her for. Like, she has valid points. So it did help in the end, which is weird for me, because I do not take criticism well.
I don't think I do either.
No, like even growing up in school, like when I would get critique on a paper or something, like that was just devastating. Like, you know, like tears in my eyes. Like, and so, it was hard, but it was good, I think. But the positive definitely kind of carried me through those hard times.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yes, because my friend gave me very valid. And I was like, honestly, I'm sad I gave up on it.
Well, hey, like, maybe you can just fresh slate. Try again.
We'll see. But yeah, like positive and negative is always going to happen. I like that you're separating it from your worth. And also looking at the positive. I feel like so many people forget to be like, oh, but there are also so many positive things said about it. I
know.
And it's so
like one
easy
negative
to
comment can outweigh 10 positive ones. But
just think about that for days. I know. But yeah, I'm glad that you were able to get that feedback, because it is important. Like, and I think you could tell like you were on the right track, that you did have an amazing base there to keep moving it forward.
Yeah. And it was like a story I really loved. And for a minute I was like, maybe I just shelve this and like try something else. But I was peer pressured into into publishing it. People are
Bullied
like,
to get
are you
this out.
kidding? Yeah, truly. I even like posted it on my Instagram. I was like, I'm just gonna put this to the side for a while. I've got another idea I'm really excited about. And people were mad. They were like, no. Yeah.
Give me this.
Yeah.
I've been waiting.
Pretty
that's
much.
so exciting.
Yeah, so peer pressure worked in a good way, I guess, that time. But.
So how did you learn to trust your instincts and your confidence in your writing? Because when I was in script writing, they called it like, you have to be able to sacrifice your babies.
Right.
Like, where you're just so excited about the scene that you wrote and you're like, this is the most perfect scene. And then it doesn't serve the story and they're like, you have to cut it. Like, how did you have confidence to be like, to let go of things that you really wanted to be in there?
I think just having years and years of practice, I guess. Like, I kind of was able to assess those things before they hit the page. There were a few things that got cut, but nothing really major. I think I more just had to trust myself to be like, this is the story I want to tell. And hopefully people will see that. Yeah. There was one scene I was like, everyone is going to beg me to cut this because it's so boring. Really? But people loved it. And I was like, oh.
That is always surprising, especially when you put out creative things. You're like, that's what you liked?
I know.
When I slaved and I was like, this is the thing that's going to
right?
And then they like some random thing. You're like,
I know.
I don't even know anymore.
I know. It was like a scene about him learning how to farm. And I was just like, no, everyone's going to beg me to cut this. Like, but I think, I don't know, there was just special moments in that, even though it kind of from the outside looked mundane. But yeah, I think I just had to kind of trust that the right people would find the story too. There's moments, I was talking to my editor about this actually, and we were talking about if it was traditionally published, because I'm self-publishing it. I was like, I know they would have cut this storyline. And she's like, yeah, they probably would have, but it was important to me. And so I'm like, I hope people will kind of connect with that and see it and value it too, because it was an important storyline for me. So maybe not for the traditional publishers, but for me it was important. So yeah, just trusting that people would find it and enjoy it the way that I mean for it to be enjoyed.
Yeah, no, that's so cool. I love that you're self-publishing. Yeah. Like, because it just feels like you're really fighting for this, and I just love that you can choose like what's important. That's the like thing. You have that control, because like immediately I feel like when people have to get, I think of the music industry and how like how much they actually control for the artist, like it just freaking sucks.
I know, and that was a big part of it. Another big part of it is just the length. Like, it's a pretty long book. When I have it printed now, it's over 600 pages. Oh, wow. So a lot of
Brandon Sanders,
right?
All of his are so long, but I love it,
right? And a lot of traditional publishers or agents, they're just looking for books to be under a certain length, because the longer they are, the more expensive and the more of a risk, I guess, for them. And I was like, no, I want this to be a complete story. I don't want to chop it in half or like leave it on a cliffhanger. Like, that was important to me, was to tell the complete story. And so I was just like, I guess I'm doing this myself.
Great. I'm excited. Yeah, I can't wait to read it.
Thank you.
Oh, I love that. So how did you separate your self-worth from how others might receive your work? Because this hasn't been released out. You've had like, a little pocket audience. Yeah. How are you going to be able to, I think, to separate it once it's like out in the world?
Out in the world. I know. I do think like part of me just has to like protect myself a little bit. Like, I think I'm just going to delete my Goodreads app. I'm going to just kind of take a step back because people are entitled to their opinions. And it kind of helps to think about the books that I love. Like my favorite books out there, they have 1-star reviews. Like everybody has them, and not everything is going to click with every person. And so I think maybe ignorance is bliss a little bit in that situation where I'm just going to have to take a step back and be like, I don't need to look at this. Like, this doesn't really serve me. So that's my plan for now. I do think eventually I hope that I'll be able to kind of just look at it with, I don't know, a more objective perspective.
Yeah.
Kind of the same as I did with the beta reader
Yeah,
feedback,
yeah.
and take a step back and be like, oh no, like
Yeah.
they're fine. Or maybe, you know, I don't agree, but it's fine. Like it doesn't hurt so much to read it. So yeah, that's my plan at least. I don't know.
I think it's a good plan.
Yeah. I'm like, I have confidence in myself and my story, but it still hurts when people just attack you out of nowhere.
And like, there, no matter what, there will be crazies who are just like attack you. Like
exactly.
There's this girl, she doesn't even talk. She doesn't even speak. And people still like give her crap. And you're like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, yeah. I hope that you know, like, when you get just offhand stuff, like it's not about you at all.
Totally. And I had a reader recently. She didn't say anything mean at all, but I just got the sense that she didn't really love the book, like just from how we were talking, and she offered up very few thoughts about what she thought, which I was like, okay, I think she's saying enough without saying really anything. And it was okay. I was like, that's fine. Like, not everyone's gonna like it. You know, again, I think of my favorite movies and shows and books, and there are people that hate them. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and I think of my friends too. Like, there's definitely some things like they love that I'm like, I absolutely hate that.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's very like, it's gonna find the audience
very subjective,
that it's meant for. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure, but still, like, just an amazing accomplishment that you just like you did it,
Thank
and
you.
It's gonna be out there in the world. Like, you have physical copies. Like,
I know.
So
I have 80 copies in my kitchen right now, or in my dining room.
Amazing!
I guess.
I'm so excited. Okay, did you have a worth journey that inspired this story, or no? Like, was it, or like maybe one of the characters that you really related to?
I think all of the characters have a little bit of me in them. The main character, Beck, he deals with anxiety a lot, which is something that I've just grown up with. I don't have, I guess, severe moments of it as much anymore, but I do remember having panic attacks at times and things like that. And so I wanted to kind of explore that from the male perspective, because it's not talked about as much. I feel like with men having mental health difficulties, and so I wanted to be able to see into his head and kind of explore that. So he would probably be the person I relate to the most. But yeah, all of them kind of have a little bit of me in them. And there's one character who becomes a mom in the book. And so that I got to explore a little bit of that with her. And so, yeah, I just think there's so much of me in the story, so spread out. So there's not one character that's exactly me or exactly what I've gone through, but there's just pieces sprinkled throughout.
It's exciting. I'm excited because tell me more about the book, because you mentioned Beck. I've watched on your social media. I forget that too. So it's like Legend of Zelda is inspired by, and Princess Mononoke.
Yes.
So context. Give us more context. I'm like, what your book is about.
I grew up playing the Legend of Zelda games. I'd watch my brother play it when I was young, and I just loved the kind of adventure and big world and all of this stuff. And so when I was thinking about like what inspires me, I was like, that's something that has always inspired me. I just, I love the stories and the adventures and excitement and everything. So that was one thing I kind of pulled from. And then another was Princess Mononoke. So just Studio Ghibli in general, I just love.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, they're so beautiful, and just like pulls you in, and such unique stories too. Yeah. I think like American animation, like we're just used to Disney and stuff, which is very like formulaic in a way. And so the Studio Ghibli films were just so different from anything that I had experienced. And I rewatched them all a few years ago when they all went on Netflix, and rewatched Princess Mononoke, and I was like, I love this movie actually. So I kind of pulled from that. In Princess Mononoke, the character has this curse that he's been given by a demon. And so he goes to this forest to try and find answers for why this is happening. And it's this forest ruled kind of by spirits. And so I wanted to take a similar idea. And so with Beck, he's a royal guard, and he's just been kind of touring the country with the princess because he's her captain of her personal guard. So he's returning back home, and he sees this woman standing in the middle of the road. So he goes to kind of tell her to move and make the way for the carriages and everything. And when she turns, he begins to have this vision of the world ending.
Oh, wow.
She kind of like grabs his wrist and he sees the world ending. So when he comes to, he realizes he was the only one who saw it. No one else saw this woman standing there.
Oh, wow.
And so he thinks that he's being like haunted or something. So it's about him kind of trying to figure out what is causing these visions, how to stop them from happening in a world where magic is supposed to not exist anymore. So, yeah.
A great little teaser for us.
A little teaser, yes.
Oh, yes. I'm excited. That's cool. I like that you're doing it from the male. I didn't even think of that, like writing male characters. Because, like, sometimes I do get really annoyed, especially how female characters are written by men.
Yes. I know. I have issue. I take issue with that as well a lot of the time. I'm like, why are we talking about their bodies so much?
Yeah.
But I've also noticed the opposite as well. Like men written by women are usually just like so stunningly handsome, so many muscles and like glistening muscles all the time. And I was just like, why is this okay? But it's like the reverse is not. Yeah. So I just wanted to kind of like humanize him, I guess, a bit. He's not just, as one of my followers commented, he's not a piece of meat, Olivia.
Classic.
Yeah.
Name that movie reference.
Yeah, name that movie. So yeah, I just wanted him to be like emotional and have feelings and explore that. Yeah.
I mean, can't we have both?
I know.
We can have it all, especially in a fantasy. In your mind, I'm sure you can look however you want him to.
Exactly. So I don't really describe his body a lot in the beginning of the book because he is going through this crazy thing. And he's very anxious about it. He does talk about how he's like not eating and like losing weight and stuff. And I'm like, I think females go through a lot of body dysmorphia and like, you know, eating habits, not being healthy, but we don't really talk about it with men a lot. So I was like, his journey is self-care too.
Yeah. Awesome. We love that.
Breaking curses and self-care.
Well, I'm excited to follow Beck's journey. What advice would you give aspiring writers?
I think the most important thing is just writing and reading a lot. I think how that happens is going to differ for everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think back to those books that I started in the beginning and how terrible they were. I think a lot of writers are like, the first thing I write needs to be good enough to publish, and that's just not that's not gonna happen.
I felt that way.
Exactly. I know. And I actually tallied it up recently. I looked at all of my projects that I had written that were like over 10,000 words and tallied up all the word counts, and it's over 800,000 words I've written before actually publishing.
No way.
But I think it took me that long to kind of like figure out my style of writing and learn how to write a book that people want to read and to find my voice and all those things. So just like write a lot.
Practice. I feel like too, trusting the process. I love that you talked about having to find your voice, because like you're not going to be good at it your first try.
No.
Like, no, who is?
I know. And I've talked to writers before who are like, I'm kind of scared to read good books because I don't want to just copy that voice or mimic it or and I feel like I don't really have that issue as much just because I've been writing in my own voice for so long. So just I don't know. You have to write. If you want to be good at writing, you got to actually write. Yeah.
Singers have to sing all the time.
Exactly.
I've been doing this for a year and a half. I feel like I've gotten better over time.
Yes. It takes a lot. And like reading other books, I picked up so many little things just from reading, so many little rules and things I wouldn't have understood if I hadn't seen them in writing.
For sure.
So just reading and writing.
Okay, I want to know, wait, okay, what are maybe your top 3 books that you like?
Oh, goodness.
I know one's hardest, so
it's
maybe
so
a couple.
Hard. Yeah.
A couple of your favorite books.
It's like so weird because I actually truth be told, I'm more of a movie person. I do read.
That's fair.
But I'm
There's
like,
still
because
great stories.
I think because I see things so visually, I like just love a movie. But one of my favorite books recently was The Name of the Wind. Have you read it?
No, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, it's a big epic kind of thing. We're still waiting on book 3. It's been what, 10, 12 years or something?
Well, I've done Wheel of Time and Brandon Sanderson's Way of Kings, so I can commit.
That's next. That's next. It's so good. And I loved the way that he could just write like the most mundane things, but I was so into it.
Yeah.
It's like this guy's just like going to university and then going and playing at the tavern. And I'm just like, why am I so into this? Like, nothing's actually happening. But yeah, it was just so engaging. So I really loved that. But yeah, other books. I did love Six of Crows, which is by the same author as the Shadow and Bone series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a heist novel.
Oh.
It's so good.
Okay.
It's so good.
I think I've heard of it, actually.
Yeah.
Is it a series as well?
So it's a duology, so there's 2 of them.
Okay, yeah. I think I've heard of it.
So that was another one that I read recently I really loved. So
sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, well, favorite movies then.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so my favorite movies are The Princess Bride.
Oh, classic.
A classic.
Can't go wrong with that.
And okay, so I have to preface this by saying these are like my desert island movies.
Okay,
like,
perfect. I love this.
They're not necessarily the ones that are winning the awards.
Yeah.
But A Knight's Tale.
Oh, great.
Yes,
yeah.
We love Heath Ledger.
I don't hear that often. I'm honestly
good.
surprised. It's a great movie.
It took us forever to like buy it on DVD when I was young for some reason, but anytime it's on TV, I'm like, yes, we're watching this. Stop what you're doing. We're watching. And then the top of the list has to be Lord of the Rings. Like I'm so obsessed.
Yes. Oh wait, a Hobbit too, or not as much?
No. Yeah.
That's fair. They're different.
They are different.
Yeah.
And like I still love The Hobbit. I think it's still great and the book is great. But yeah, Lord of the Rings it does something different for me.
Chef's kiss.
It is.
You're watching the extended version.
Oh yes.
Which I don't think I have.
Oh no, The Fellowship is probably my favorite of the 3, but
nice.
Yeah. So good.
No, great.
So good.
Great,
I get emotional. That scene at the end when Sam's swimming out to him and he can't swim.
Yeah.
Gets me every time.
Just like, I need to cry right now.
Yeah.
So excited.
Pretty much.
Awesome. I love those picks.
Yeah.
Okay, so I ask all my guests, how do you trust your worth? I know, it's a big question.
It is a big question.
Or maybe what are some ways that you try and trust your worth?
Yeah. I think just recognizing that the things we do have value, even if, it's not, I'm not Stephanie Meyer. I'm not going to like change the world and have people like buying merch and being teams and whatever. I think even if this audience stays small, it's still, there's still worth in that. Yeah. I had one of my beta readers, she messaged me after she'd read my book and just like the sweetest message about how she was going through a really hard time and the characters kind of having to fight to find the light in all of the darkness. It really resonated with her, like in a specific situation she was going through. And I was just like bawling my eyes out. I'm like, it was worth it. Yeah. Just for like the one person, it was worth it. So, just like realizing it doesn't have to be big to be important.
Oh,
if that makes
I love
sense.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
this is why we create art.
Yeah.
To like, I don't know, have a human experience and like, and share like those relatable things. Like that's why I really love art. There's a Wicked poster over there and I just relate to it. Because I can see myself in the characters and I think that's so exciting that you've created something that somebody can see themselves in. Like, wow.
I know. I was like just bawling my eyes out. I was like, oh my gosh.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for sharing that. Like, I do so much appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Tell all the people when and where we can get your book.
Yeah, so it will be available October 18th on Amazon.
Okay.
It's available right now for digital pre-order, but Amazon for some reason doesn't do the physical pre-order. So on October 18th, you'll be able to buy it there, the paperback or ebook. And then I'm hoping as it kind of rolls out, because I'm like, I need to take it easy.
Fair.
I can't do it all. But as it rolls out, I'm hoping to get it into local Indigos.
Oh, yay.
So that it'll be more widely available. But yes.
Yes.
That's when and where.
So October 18th,
Yeah.
The Legend of the Lightborn by Abbey Peterson. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah,
Okay, so
you.
At the end of every episode, I always do this thing, if no one has told you today. So is there something we could tell the people, like, if no one has told you today, what should we remind them?
If no one has told you today, you can write the book, you can do the thing, and you have to start somewhere. So I told myself this kind of a while ago too, because it had been like 2 years since I started writing. And I remember being like, this is such a long process ahead. But now 2 years, I'm 2 years looking back, I'm like, thank goodness I started that day. So if no one's told you today, you can start now. And in 2 years, you never know.
You never know.
You never know what might happen. You might be on a podcast.
Heck yeah.
I didn't see that. I didn't have that on my bingo card.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. So where can they find you? Like Instagram?
Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram is the big one.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm on TikTok. Technically, I don't use it a lot, but I'm on TikTok. I'm on... What's the others?
Instagram. This is the only two I'm on. Really?
Those are the important ones. The other ones I don't really. But yeah. The handle is Abby Writes a Novel. Abby with an E.
Okay.
E-Y.
Abbey Writes a Novel.
Abby Writes a Novel.
Okay, so check out Abby. Please go buy her book up.
Yes, please.
And don't forget to trust your worth. All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you.